Well, blessed morning, Prince folks. Let's dive right into Sarah Young's lesson today. It seems that the month of May, this book concentrates on overcoming adversities and trials and tribulations to none other than great God Almighty, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. So, today's lesson is, do not resist or run from the difficulties in your life. These problems are not random mistakes. They are hand-tailored blessings designed for your benefit and growth. Embrace all the circumstances that I allow in your life. Trust in me to bring good out of them. View problems as opportunities to rely more fully on me. When you start to feel stressed, let those feelings alert you to your need for me. Thus, your needs become doorways to deep dependence on me and increasing intimacy between us. Although self-sufficiency is acclaimed in the world, reliance on me produces abundant living in my kingdom. Thank me for the difficulties in your life, since they provide protection from the idolatry of self-reliance. It's got a couple of scriptures here, but what I want to go with, I'm going to go with James, Jesus' half-brother. Might as well say brother. You know how the step-brother, half-brother thing goes. But I believe James is say, count it a joy to be in a trial and tribulation. And then there's other verses. Circumstances are there for you to rely on Jesus. I can't remember it exactly. The circumstances are a blessing given to the believer, more or less, because the Lord knows you're going to rely on Him. He knows what you're going to do before you do it. He knows what you're going to say before you say it. You know, you've been through a great trial and tribulation. If you relied on the Lord, He's going to bring you through it. Like last night, it's just a small example, but I didn't deadlift nothing really heavy. I only went up to 380. But I was thanking the Lord, and I was like, Lord, help me to get this three. Help me to get this form right. There's always something that where I can tweak that form to where it's even better than it was before. Something like that. Or the biggest one, do not resist or run from the difficulties. When Annie and I were going through it, when she left our marriage May 2nd, 2015, a lot of people said, well, you should just go to St. Louis, which I could go and live with my Aunt Betty. And I thought about it, but it was just a thought, and I knew it. I knew I wasn't going to do it. I was meant to be right here in Oklahoma where I belong, right here where I was born, in this town. Called Lawton Rugged, whatever, I don't care. I was meant to be here, and the Lord makes me a good home right here, so I can be an impact upon some people, other than my daughters and my in-laws. And not really me being an impact, but the Lord being an impact through me to some people here. But someone was talking about meth, well, if you run off, well, if you go run to St. Louis, I'm like, I bet you St. Louis has got heroin, even worse than meth plus meth. A lot of my classmates back home have been dying because of overdoses of meth. And from what I hear, a little bit of heroin too. So I'm like, that's not the answer. And then I was going to church at Ouachita. For those of y'all who don't know what Ouachita is, where it is, it's a little bitty town, man. It is like, let's see, about 8 miles west of Anadarko, little town. You blink, you'll miss it. There's no stores at Ouachita. You know what's there? Meth. I carried the cross there in the beginning for about 3 months before I moved it into the town of Anadarko. So you cannot run from your problem. You think, oh, well, if I go to Ouachita, there'll be no meth. Yeah, there's meth right around that cul-de-sac, man. I seen it. When I would walk across through the dealers, they would just like hide behind their doors, hide behind their blinds. So, run from difficulties. It's best to just face them head on, but put the Lord over the problem. He fully equips you for the battle, man. Let's see, what do I got here? I got, thank God for He gives His hardest battles to His strongest warriors. Rely on God who raises the dead. If He could raise the dead, He's going to raise your situation from the darkness. And instead of being raised, you'll be raised from the dead straight into life. You can have that life right here, right now, if you just choose wisely. So I'm going to leave that right there. Do not resist or run from the difficulties. No, count it a joy to be in a trial and tribulation, because you are a soldier of the Lord's salvation. Adios.